goal is to, were we recording? I think something just said recording. So I want to make sure.
Yes, we are recording.
Okay. An intermediate goal is that you are posting consistently 1 time per week. So that can be another goal that you have, is that once a week you have a post consistently. How many of you have ever gone online, posted something, and then you don't log on for 3 weeks, and then you post something else, and then you log on 2 days later and post something else? It's a very inconsistent schedule. Have any of you ever done that with posting on social media? Like you have this mindset, I'm going to post every day, and then all of a sudden it becomes weeks before you've posted. That's going to be an inconsistent schedule. If you're really using it to build up your presence and build up your brand, you want to have some sort of consistent schedule. And once a week is a great opportunity to start. Okay, it doesn't have to be every single day. Now, I have clients who never post, and then they come to me and say, I want to post every single day. That is going to be too much to take on if you've never posted. So starting once a week is going to be a good goal if you've never posted before. Next thing is, if you have a more advanced use of social media, maybe you turn it into something where you're actually generating leads. Maybe the goal is to generate 2 new leads per week from social media. So for example, if you have I saw someone that was a business coach or some sort of coach, maybe you have a goal in mind where twice a week someone fills out an inquiry form to be able to learn about your business. That can be a goal for getting leads on social media. Maybe you have a goal where twice a week you're going to get 2 different people's emails to follow up with on social media, because you have an email landing page for them to go on social media. So these are goals that are measurable because they have numbers, and you can say yes or no. Did I reach my goal with social media? I won't go too much deeper into goal setting, but these are just the basics. If you want to get deeper, of course, we can go into, I'm going to have this goal once per week, once per month, and go deeper into that, but that's a whole nother session. So for the sake of time today, let's go ahead and set your own goals. But before you do that, you also want to establish a target demographic as part of your goal. When I ask my clients who you're trying to reach on social media, some of them will say, I want to reach everyone. That is never a good answer, because if you try to reach everyone, you're going to reach no one. You want to have in mind who your message is for on social media. Is it going to be for people who are a specific business? Are you targeting moms, seniors, women, teenagers? Keep in mind that sometimes you have more than one target, but you do need to have a target in mind. Your message is not going to reach anyone if you truly are saying, I want to reach everyone. So let's give an example of, again, someone mentioned that they were a coach. Okay, so for whoever give that answer, who are the people that you coach in your business? Feel free to undo your mic and chime in. I'm just thinking of that answer as it showed up on my chat. All right. I don't hear anyone speaking, so let's go to someone else. Anyone have a business or something that they're doing and they have a target in mind? Go ahead and share that. Feel free to turn on your mic and share, or type in the chat box. Otherwise, I'm going to pick on people again. Anyone want to share? Christine.
Yeah, so as you can see from my picture, I'll show you the picture again. I used to work at an alpaca farm.
Oh, wow.
And so I was targeting families, specifically moms, because typically moms are the ones who, make decisions around like activities and whatnot. Yeah. And targeting that region where the farm is at.
Awesome. So did people go to the farm to be able to bring their kids on tours and things like that? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, so to be more specific with that, you're targeting moms. You probably want to say, I'm targeting moms with children between the ages of maybe 2 and 12, or whatever that is. So you can go deeper into targeting once you know who you're reaching. And once you have that in mind, you'll be able to create messages that are a lot more specific to your audience. So now you know, when you create an Instagram account and post photos of alpacas, you can do a post about maybe hosting a birthday party at the farm. A post maybe about I'm coming for a tour and bringing in your class if you have preschool students. I mean, I don't know if you want preschool students running around there, but just to give you an example, you can create different messages once you know who your target is. It makes it a lot easier to create these messages when you know that. When you're saying I'm targeting everyone, then you're not going to be able to sit down and create those messages that really reach people. For example, in my own business, I'm a professional speaker and I want to target organizations like you guys to hire me to give presentations. So I'm not necessarily targeting someone who owns a small mom and pop shop. Okay? I want someone who works in an organization that would bring in speakers where they need someone to teach social media. So my messaging might be to just share different tips on what you can do with social media so someone knows, oh, wow, I can hire her so she can teach my group how to do these different things on social media. I also work with a lot of real estate agents. So I might create a message that gives tips on how real estate agents can use images on Facebook to grow their business by showcasing the homes that they're selling. So the more specific you can get, the easier it'll be to create messaging for your audience. So I'm going to get into a quick activity now. So if you don't already have a sheet of paper, or if you want to pull one out, grab a sheet of paper and a pen, or you can also type it out on your computer or write it out on your phone. The activity is to write down one social media goal that you can start to implement immediately. That might just be to set up a profile. It might just be, I'm going to set up my Facebook profile, or I'm going to set up my LinkedIn profile. So write down one social media goal, and then I'm going to have people share, so don't be shy. And then the next thing you want to write down is one target demographic that you want to reach. So I'll give you guys all about a minute to do that. And then once you have the answers, go ahead and type it in the chat. And then I'll leave opportunities for anyone who wants to jump in to ask any questions about goal setting. Maybe you're not quite sure on how to set the goals, but feel free to chime in and ask that question. Also, once you have these answers, type them into the chat box. This is a good opportunity for all of us to work together and brainstorm as well. So if you're stuck on something, let me know and we can get some ideas from people in the audience. So Sylvia is targeting youth and women who want to evolve. Anyone else want to share, or anyone have questions on how to create the goal and target demographic for your audience? So I see some people writing, so I know there's some answers out there. So who else wants to be brave to share? Kimberly says, my goal is to draw donors to support my domestic violence shelter. So that is a really great goal. To take that further, you might want to talk about a specific goal on what kind of support. So maybe you're looking for a certain monetary amount, or maybe you're looking for physical donations.
That's exactly what I'd be looking for. And I actually got to pick up a $600 check in mittens and beanies that a young man that has a nonprofit, Tiana Tuesdays, and that was donated to us this evening. So
awesome.
It's working.
Yes, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, Kimberly, you can create posts that share, you said it was mittens?
Yeah, like gloves and beanies and scarves.
Okay, you can talk about, you can maybe do a post where you should take a picture of it and show how valuable these things are for your organization. Mm-hmm. You know, how it helps keep your keep people warm. It helps them in so many ways. So that's
definitely, I use my Facebook for the promotion of Valley Oasis.
Oh, awesome. Mm-hmm. Now, Project Joy says her goal is to enroll families into our educational programs. Now, you could be more specific also by saying what kind of programs you have or how many people you want to enroll. So maybe the goal is to enroll 50 people per quarter or 20 people per month. I'm not sure what it could be, but the more specific you can be with the goal, the more likely you'll be to reach it. If you just say I'm going to be enrolling families, maybe one family enrolls and then that you could say, oh, I reached my goal. But if you're more specific, that's going to help you, and it's going to help you create the content. So maybe you have a specific goal on how many families to enroll. So we have spots for 20 families this month into our outdoor camping program. Post on social and say we have 5 more spots left. They're filling up fast. Make sure you join in now. So the more specific you are on the goal, the more specific you can be on the content when you're posting for people to sign up for whatever it is that you're doing. All right, let's have one more shirt. And anyone else have one more goal to share? All right, if no one's sharing anything, I'll give an example for myself. So because I'm a professional speaker, oh, here's one. Mine's gonna be boring, so I'll show them. To establish 6 new collaborations before the end of 2020 to provide resources and items to those in need. So Terry, that's a great specific goal because now you know you want 6 collaborations. That means maybe once every other month, you have a new collaboration with someone that helps you with those resources that you need. So I love seeing that goal. Terry, thank you so much for sharing. So I was going to say my goal might be to get booked for at least 2 speaking engagements every single month with my social media marketing. So let's get into number 2 tip for creating presence and social awareness. Establish your platform. Now, what does this mean? You want to be an expert on one platform to begin with. I have too many people tell me that they want to be on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all these different sites, but they're not on any site as an expert. You want to start where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. So think of the platform where you have the most engagement or where you can reach the most people or where it makes sense for your business. Is it LinkedIn? Is it Instagram? Is it Kimberly says she uses her Facebook? Whatever that platform is, decide on that main platform first before branching out. So of course, once you have an established presence on LinkedIn or on Facebook, you can always add on more sites, but there are too many people who feel like they have to be on every site at once and in the beginning, and it doesn't allow you to really build up that strong engagement or presence on any platform. So who can share what platform that they feel might be their main platform to start creating their brand and online presence on? For me, again, since I've been doing it for a while, I have different platforms, but I have different goals for each platform. LinkedIn is to get business. Instagram is to really just grow my following for fun. And Facebook is a combination of both, mostly to get business, but also to stay in touch with friends and family. So what about you guys? What's going to be your main platform you use to start building your brand and credibility? Anyone want to share? I'm going to start picking on people if I don't. Oh, here's one. Instagram says, I'm going to pronounce your name wrong. It's Shindana. I apologize. Instagram. Anyone else? What is going to be your main platform? Instagram for seeking youth. So Instagram is very popular nowadays. Facebook, because I use that more personally, says Terry. And keep in mind, once you build up and establish that one specific platform, then you can add on. And that's going to go into my next step of being, oh, here's more answers. Tony, Facebook, pivot, resource, and provide services to communities in transition. Juanette says Facebook and working on Instagram. Terry says that something new would be TikTok. Yep, TikTok is a very popular site depending on who you're targeting, definitely for youth. Kimberly says, I'm a Facebooker with some Instagram. All right, the number 3 tip for building up your social presence is to create consistency. I shared that quote in the beginning, but it really is true that you need to be consistent if you want to start growing your brand. Now, to be consistent, that means that you're showing up consistently. You're showing up in a way where people expect that you'll be there. And I always say, start with one post. Don't think you have to post every single day. So here's how to do that. I will show you guys a trick that's very easy on how to be consistent with Instagram. Not Instagram, with social media in general. Now choose one day of the week to post. On that one day, whether it's a Friday, Saturday, or Wednesday, you're going to do a post every single week on that one day. Okay, you don't have to do every day, just start with one day so that you consistently show up once a week at least. Once you've established that one day, of course you can post in addition to that day, but if you don't get a chance to, at least you have that one day a week that you're posting every single week. So whether it is, again, every Friday or every Tuesday, you're going to be showing up consistently to your audience at least once a week, even if you get too busy to post more. And then now that you've established the day, choose one topic to post on that same day every single week. I'm going to show you some examples of what I mean by that. So every single week on Mondays, I can choose to do a Marketing Monday. So I know every Monday I have a marketing post. I have a real estate client who every Tuesday does a travel post. So you don't have to think about what to post because you already have the one day and you already have the topic. So it makes it a lot easier than you scrambling and trying to figure out what to post that day. Now here's an example. This is of a real estate agent from Keller Williams, and they on Sundays post these really bad, cheesy dad jokes. Okay, but every Sunday, you know that they're going to be posting one of these jokes. So why do skeletons ever go trick-or-treating? Why don't they? They have no body to go with. I ordered a chicken and an egg on Amazon. I'll let you know. Really cheesy jokes, but they do this every Sunday just for fun. This one is, I had a really great joke about construction for today. I'm still working on it. And then the last one here, I'm reading this new book on anti-gravity. I seriously cannot put it down. So they just every Sunday decided to create a fun, joking post, but they know that every Sunday they're going to do one of these posts and people look forward to it. Sylvie says, my goal is to post 5 times a week and to teach the purpose of a vision via vision board workshops for those from 9 to 99. So for the 5 times a week, you still want to be established on what to post on those specific days of the week. I recommend starting with one day, but once you've got that down, then feel free to add on more days. But if you can organize it where every Monday is a specific type of post, maybe it's a motivation post, every Tuesday is a specific type of post, maybe it's a tip post, it'll be a lot easier for you to post every single day if you have that specific topic in mind. Here's another example. This is another real estate example, just because I have a lot of clients who work in real estate. Every Wednesday, Broker Bridget does a Wow Wednesday, where she shares a crazy image of a house somewhere. Now, take a look at this bathroom. It's like a his and hers bathroom. It's kind of hideous, like tiles. Here's an interesting one where there's a slide where the kids can come out of the house in a slide. Here's another one where there is a, looks like there's a truck in the kitchen. And then this one looks like it's just an interesting design for the windows and doors everywhere. This is a Wow Wednesday post where she shares a picture of a house that kind of makes you think, wow, but it's every single Wednesday she has this post. You can do this for any industry and any business. You can choose a day and create a specific post for that day. Now, the next thing that I'm going to have you guys do is another activity. And I want you to write down one day of the week that you'll post consistently. Now, keep in mind, if you feel like you're too busy to commit to one day, you can always schedule your posts ahead of time. That's the beauty of creating a topic to post about in advance. You know that you can write out a bunch of posts in advance and schedule them. So if I know every Sunday is a dad joke, I can just write 5 or 6 different posts and schedule those to go out every single week. So write down one day of the week that you'll post consistently. Share with me what day you're choosing. Terry says Wednesdays. How about, what about anyone else? What days will you post? Another Wednesday post. That seems to be a good day, a hump day Wednesday. Anyone else? What day? Mondays, says Kimberly. So it really could be any day. Wow, Wednesday. Tip Tuesdays is Project Joy. And Donna says Saturdays. Now that you have a day, Marie says Friday, write down, and you don't have to have this established, but I want you to start thinking about it. What is one type of post or one that you can do every week? So maybe it's a tip. Well, someone already shared a tip. I'm going to be doing a Marketing Monday. And then a fun Friday. On Fridays, I'll be sharing a fun fact about marketing. Those are examples of what I can do for my business. Durrell says Motivation Wednesday. That's a good one to motivate someone in the middle of the week. What else? Anyone else have anything that is going to be a consistent type of post? Stay active Saturday for Donna. So that probably fits with your business. What is your business, Donna? Just like an idea of what that is.
So my nonprofit, we advocate active aging for seniors.
Oh, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a great one where every Saturday, maybe you have a tip for how to stay active.
Yeah.
Maybe you're sharing, here's an exercise you can do while you're sitting in your chair, like some chair stretching. Maybe another week is, if you don't have a lot of time, just go out and walk around for 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then Terry says tips for parents to keep kids safe. Yep. So maybe every single week you have a tip Tuesday or whatever day it is, and it's a tip for keeping kids safe. Maybe you make sure that you get them registered with some bracelets or IDs or something. Or maybe another tip is to teach them in certain ways on how to cross the street properly or look both ways. Whatever it is, it's going to be consistent every single week. Kimberly says Miracle Monday. That's a very positive one. I like that. So can you guys start seeing already how it's a lot easier to create your presence once you have these things established? Once you have your goals, your demographic, your day, your specific site you'll post on. These all come together and make posting a lot easier than if you're just sitting there scrambling to think of what to post without an intention or without a goal in mind at all. All right, I'm going to get into the number 4. Now, before I go on, any questions about what we've talked about so far? Any questions about the goal setting? Questions about choosing the platform or the type of post? And I do have a lot of time for Q&A at the end, but I'm just checking in halfway to see if there's anything that anyone wants to chime in on or ask a question about. All right, so the number 4 tip I have for really creating that presence is that you do have to create content. So now we have all these ideas, but how are you going to actually sit down and write the content or take the videos or take the photos? That has to be done if you're going to post. Okay, we have the foundation, but now it comes down to actually putting the content out there. And this sometimes is one of the most challenging aspects of getting content out there. It's actually creating the content, finding the time to create the content, actually sitting down and thinking about the content you'll put out there. So this is going to seem like a very simple tip, but most people do not do this. And I guarantee that if you do this, it'll make creating content a lot easier, and it'll ensure that you get your content done and created and scheduled. So if it's not on your calendar, it does not exist. It has to be on your calendar. Marketing needs to be an important activity that you add on your calendar so you don't skip over it. Most people I talk to, marketing and social media, it gets pushed to the back burner. It's something where you wake up and you think about doing it today and then you never get to it. It's also something where you think, I'm going to be finally doing social media this year, and then you never get to it and it's the end of the year. The reason why you never get to it is because it is not a priority, but by putting it on your calendar, that makes it a priority. It makes it a standing appointment that you wouldn't miss, that you will make sure that you take that appointment with yourself to work on your marketing. So adding marketing time to your calendar is a must. If you feel like you're too busy, just think about it. Just take 1 hour a week and add that marketing time to your calendar. Make it a reoccurring event. So maybe every Monday at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. you work on your marketing. Maybe it's better for you toward the end of the week. Every Thursday from 12 to 2 p.m. you work on your marketing. Put it on your calendar so you have a specific time and day where you work on your marketing. If you have more time, that's great. But if you're limited on time, at least once a week for 1 or 2 hours, it's going to make a big difference, because that's better than never doing it. And that's better than having it go to the back burner where it just never gets done. So if you don't have it on your calendar, I want you to put a reoccurring time on your calendar that you work on your marketing. Now, some people say, yes, I'm going to do that, but then they put it at a time that's inconvenient. They put it at a time that normally gets something else in the way. So normally something else comes up. Now, this appointment with yourself to work on your marketing needs to be on your calendar during a time where you won't get interrupted and you won't cancel on yourself. It's pointless if it's every Monday at 8 a.m., but that's a time where you're busy with your kids or you're busy with your family. That's pointless to put it on there then. Put it during a time where you won't get distracted and also where you know you can get it done. Sometimes things come up and you have to move things around on your calendar. Now, if that's the case, if something happens and something comes up, that's okay. Just move it that week to another time, but continue to do it at that consistent time every single week. If you think about marketing as an activity that's going to help you really generate more revenue, generate more presence, and help you grow, it won't be seen as this back burner activity that never gets done. Now, for you guys listening to me talk about this tip, when do you think will be a good time for you to work on your marketing? And what's a good time for you to put it on your calendar? Feel free to pull out your phone or your calendar and actually just put it on there now. So you can do that now, that's great. You can always change the time, but I do recommend putting it on your calendar. Project Joyce is Fridays at 8 a.m. That's a great idea, just to end the week in the morning, Sunday afternoon. No, I like that because sometimes you don't have time during the week. So choosing a weekend time is a great opportunity to be able to work on it. Anyone else? When do you think is going to be the time where you work on your marketing? Mondays are generally easy, Saturday morning. Now, instead of saying Saturday morning, I do want you to have a specific time because you have to put it on your calendar. So maybe it's Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, they can be more than 1 or 2 hours. They can be longer, but if you don't have that much time, just an hour is going to be a great start. I always like to say, every small step makes a big difference. It adds up to make a big difference rather. So Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Great. Starting off your weekend is strong by doing marketing. Anyone else want to share a specific time they have? All right, so now that we have that on our calendar, what are you going to do during that time that you've committed to doing marketing? You will have a bunch of things to work on and you want to organize it. So during that hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, you're not just sitting there twiddling your thumbs, but you have specific things that you are going to work on. One thing you can do is create and find images. With social media posts, we always want to have a good image associated with it. Images get a lot more engagement than just a text post. So maybe during part of that marketing time, you're looking up images and taking your own photos and finding content through visuals. I love that Jarrell says use Canva. So maybe you're creating Canva images during that time that you can post later, creating quotes on Canva, creating different images like testimonial images on Canva. Juanette says, just want to say these suggestions are very helpful. Glad you find them helpful. And hopefully the suggestions will be implemented. So if you don't implement them, it doesn't matter how great the suggestions are, right? We have to implement them, which is why it's so important for you to set up this time for yourself to dedicate to marketing. Another thing you can do is to find and read relevant articles. Reading and educating yourself is going to help you create more content and posts for your audience. Maybe you're also sharing these articles with your audience. Maybe you found something that's really valuable to people in your field. So finding, reading, and sharing articles is a great opportunity. Another thing is to write your captions. So now that you have the images, you still have to write out a caption, right? You still have to write out tips. You still have to write out things to make the post appealing with the image, article, and with your own commentary. So when you share an article, it's not just here's a link, it's going to be you writing some thoughtful tips on what you learned on the article, or you writing some insight about the article. Okay, and the last thing that you can do, again, just a few things, you can do more, is create videos. How many of you have created a video on social media before? Let me know if you've created a video and posted a video on social media. Video is one of the most popular things that the algorithms want to see, but it's the least used resource on social media. So how many of you have created a video? Yes or no? Let me know yes or no if you've done a video before in the chat box. I love it. Seeing a lot of yeses and some nos. And it's never too late to start video marketing. All right, so now that you know some things you can do during your time marketing on social media, during that dedicated time, the last thing that's really important to building an online presence is to engage. This means that you don't just put up a profile and post things, but then you just leave it alone and you never comment, you never reply, you never engage with other people's profiles. You want to create that community. So use engagement and social media to build a community. This means you have people that are constantly coming back to your page. They're learning things. They're seeing you as a resource. Different things you can do to engage and build a community with your content are as follows. You can ask questions in your post. This prompts people to reply and leave comments back. Maybe you have a Diana says Instagram stories. This Instagram stories is a great way to build engagement as well. You can create opportunities for engagement, such as polls, quizzes, user-generated content. Now, polls can be done on Instagram stories. You can create quizzes for people to answer just right in the comment section. You can user-generated content is asking people to share their favorite thing about your industry. Maybe people are submitting photos that you're posting. You're getting users to create content for you. Also, make sure if someone's commenting on your post that you reply to all the comments. What I don't like is when I'm commenting on a company and they never reply to me. I feel ignored. Now, unless it's spam and unless it's someone that's harassing you, you want to reply to all comments so people know that you're listening. And so the algorithms know that this is a post that's getting a lot of engagement and it'll get more visibility with the replies. The algorithms, we don't quite know how they work, but they love to see posts with a lot of engagement. So the more you can reply and comment and get replies and comments, the more that post will be seen. And then you also want to make sure that you're commenting on posts outside of your own. Now, whenever you post something, you probably want people to comment on your post, but other people want the same thing. So don't just expect people to comment on your post without you commenting on other people's posts. So if you have other people in your industry, your friends, it can just be friends and family, make sure you're going out there and engaging as well so that you're not just sitting there waiting for comments on your own content. If people aren't seeing your posts, make sure that they see your comments on their posts. That's a great way to get in front of people if you feel like your posts aren't being seen. Make sure that you're seen by commenting on other posts that are already out there. So keep this in mind that you're never too busy to reply to customers. And as I just mentioned, when I comment and a company ignores me, I really don't see that as something very positive. I think, wow, well, they're too busy to have me as a customer. You always want to reply to customers. Now, you also want to have meaningful and personalized content. So when you are creating content, this is why it was so important for us to have that target demographic. You want to personalize it and customize it to your demographic. So if you're targeting moms of young children, it doesn't make sense to be talking about tips on what to do when your child leaves for college. If you're targeting younger teenagers, it doesn't make sense to post something that an older adult would find interesting. So just keep in mind that you want to personalize the content to your target demographic and to your audience. All right, so now I have another activity. We've already kind of done this activity. It's to establish a time to engage. But now that you have, actually, no, this is kind of different. So we have the time to work on our content. Establishing a time to engage means that you're sitting down commenting on what other people are doing or replying to your comments. Now, this is something that you can do multitasking. Maybe you're watching your favorite show every night. Maybe you're waiting to pick up your kid at school or at dance class. Establish a time to engage. Now, I used to, when I would go to the gym, when I was on the elliptical doing my warm up, I would go on my phone and comment on people's posts. Or maybe it's right when you wake up in the morning, you pull your phone out, take 10 minutes and to comment on people's posts. What's a good time for you to go on and engage with people on social media? Does anyone have a time? And again, this is something you can multitask on. It doesn't have to be dedicated to your full attention, but what's a time where you can comment? And I like to do it when I'm working out, when I'm doing a warm up working out. I also like to do it when I wake up in the morning because I'm kind of still getting up, but I want to do a little bit of work. So I kind of pull up my phone and start engaging and commenting. What about for you guys? What's a good time for you to do that? And this is different than when you're working on your own marketing. This is getting out there, building your presence. Evening when I'm settling down watching a TV program. That's right. It's a good time when you're watching TV to it doesn't take up too much brain power to comment on someone's post. Sylvia says 9 p.m. before bed. That's a good time as well. So you're kind of winding down. All right, so I have shared 5 things with you on how to create that presence and create social awareness. I'm going to do a quick recap of those 5 things. Number 1 is to establish your goals. Number 2 is to establish your platform. Number 3 is to now create consistency. Now that you have 1, 2, and 3, it's time to create content. And then once you have that content, you want people to engage with your content. So make sure that you are engaging. Okay, so these are the 5 things, 5 steps to start building, creating, and getting out there for your own business and brand and creating social awareness. Okay, but now you're probably still thinking, wow, now that I know this stuff, what are some additional ways that I can actually get engagement and presence and to stand out? Because so many people are on social media nowadays. How do I stand out? I will share 2 things that you can do in 2022 that are very popular that will make your profile and content stand out. Now, you don't have to do these things, but these are 2 things that I know based on my experience that are getting a lot of visibility on social media. And the first one is to create reels on Instagram. How many of you have created an Instagram reel before? Let me know in the comments. Type the word reel if you have, or type the word no if you haven't. Juanette says yes. Stephanie says no, 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 no. All right, so reels is the popular, I see someone's typed in reels, but then I lost who that was. Well, let me type back. Let's see who that was. That was Shindana. I'm saying your name wrong. I apologize. You've done reels before. I love that. And then Sylvia says reels. So I love that some of you have done reels before. Now, reels are super popular. They're very catchy. And a lot of people are watching them right now. And they give you a lot of visibility on Instagram. Here's some fun facts about reels. They allow you to share 15 to 60 second snippets of things. Now, reels are also similar to TikTok videos. TikTok videos is how it started, and then Instagram kind of took on reels, and then now just launched, you can actually create reels on Facebook. So this is something that just launched. It might not be available to everyone yet, but reels are on Facebook now. They can include multiple videos, clips, filters, captions, backgrounds, stickers, and much more. So you're really creating this interactive content out there. Reels are also searchable across Instagram. So people can search for your reels and they really stand out on a search. So I want to show you some examples of reels. Before I do that, I also want to share the second thing that is going to give you visibility on social media. And I want to find out how many of you have done this before. And that is live video. Live video mainly started on Facebook, but now it's on Instagram, it's on LinkedIn, it's on YouTube. How many of you have ever created a live video before? Type in the word live if you have, type in the word no if you have not. So I see nope from Bernadette, Janie says yes, some yeses, some nos. Now, live video sometimes is a little bit intimidating. So I have some fun facts that were from 2021 about live video. 82% of people prefer live video from a brand over a standard social media post. It's more engaging, it's more personalized. 67% of audiences will watch a live stream event and purchase a ticket to a similar event. It gets them engaged and it gets them thinking about another event that's similar to the live event that they just saw. And 80% of people would rather watch a live video than read a blog because people like that interaction now. They like it better than reading something that's a long post. So here are some ideas for creating reels and live videos. And then I'll show you some examples as well. Share some behind the scenes of your organization. You can talk about some educational tips and teaching tips. Get to know your team, entertainment, funny dance videos, highlight your successes. I want to show you some examples. And again, I work with a lot of real estate agents, so that's why I have a lot of real estate examples. This is a real estate company that I'm going to show you. So let me stop this share. And as I'm getting this next share set up, any questions, feel free to type it in the chat box. All right, so let me see. I'm going to share here. All right, can you guys see the screen of this reel? Can you see that screen? I just did a new share.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'm going to turn the sound on. This is just a fun real estate reel. Oh, maybe the sound's not turning on for some reason. See.
2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me.
I'll do that one more time.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me.
So that's just a quick funny clip. I will share another one. Let's see. Now this is, there is something called trending audio. Trending audio is where you find a popular audio that people make reels with, and then you use it for your video. This is a fun one that I made for my business. And it's just my daughter being silly, but it is me giving a quick tip through reels. And the tip is in the caption. You can see I'm doing a funny dance, but it's actually me sharing a business tip. Okay, so I do that through the caption. If you read the reel, play it one more time, and then in the actual content, I'm writing out the tip for you that I'm sharing. But in the actual reel, I'm using an audio that's very popular. So a lot of people search for videos with this audio. So this has already had, I think, like 3,000 views because of the popular audio that I use. So this is a funny video of my daughter dancing. I thought it was a video with music. And then I'm sharing how an audio helps to grow. And then I put in another over here. And this is what happens when I do work with my daughter while she's in bed. And then you keep it running real with mental health. And the reason I use that caption is because this is a specific trending phrase people are using with this audio. Now, there are ways to look up trending audio and find out what phrases people are using. Just a quick example, you don't have to do that. I'll share a couple other reels with you as well. Now, this one is from a company that is another real estate company, and they're consistently making reels about their sales. Someone says I cut the video too soon. Okay, so Donna, with trending audio, they cut off the video for you. So sometimes it's only 9 seconds that you can use. So that was only a video where I think I got 9 seconds to use.
Because it looked like your daughter was about to go in on it. She was just warming up, and then she was about to go in.
Yeah, I didn't get enough audio, but that's where the audio cut off. But yes,
Gotcha.
She was definitely just getting ready and then dancing a lot more. All right, so this one, now this is something consistent. Every single month, this real estate company does a reel on the houses that they sell. For your business, you can also do something similar where every single month or week you have a specific type of reel. So I'll show you this one.
Your love is rated X. That means you're extra, extra, extraordinary.
So for this one, they just did different photos of homes that they've sold. They put some audio to it. They also made sure to put in their own logo. Now it takes time to learn how to create reels. If you guys want to learn how, I have a few trainings on how to create reels. I'm gonna at the end have you guys type in your email if you want me to send you a follow-up. I'll send you resources on how to do some of this stuff because I don't have enough time just in our short talk today. But it is something that takes time and it takes commitment to learn how to do. I will show you one more different type of reel. Now I have a little side company where I make grazing platters and charcuterie boards, and I make reels for that business as well. Something just I do for fun for neighbors and friends, and it's something that's very visually appealing. So I'll show this reel. This is a reel I created for my little food business on the side. Oh, audio. So that's just an example of a different type of reel, but there's so many opportunities for reels, and it is something that right now is very popular with the algorithms. It can be on TikTok, which was kind of where it first started, and then Instagram took it over and called it Reels, and it's going to be on Facebook. So let's look at some of your comments. These reels would be great to fundraise and show community where the funding is targeted. Absolutely, Tony. You can definitely create reels for fundraising. You just have to come up with a strategy on how to do it and learn how to do it and then consistently put it out there. All right, I'm gonna show you guys one more reel. Let's go back to the first guy who was the real estate guy. And he is using a reel to showcase, let's see. He's using a reel to showcase a home he's selling. Okay, there's many different ways to be able to create transitions. So that's where you go from one image or slide it to the other. I found that this was a fun one. It was a while back he made this one. So let's see. All right, here it is. See, this one got over 12,000 views. They get lots of views because people like to search for these. This is him showing a house. So those are different examples of reels. And here's a quote that the real estate company that had that monthly kind of like bragging reel of what they sold. This is what they told me when I asked them about reels. They said, we've seen social media growth through a rise in engagement, views, reach, leads, and an overall strengthened relationship with our audience in getting to know us better. Our goal with the Avenues social media platforms was to grow, benefit, and promote each of our agents. So their goal was to promote their agents individually, and they have been able to do that through Instagram Reels specifically. All right, so now that you have seen some examples, I'm going to get back to the presentation. Can you guys see the presentation again?
Yes,
Yes,
we can.
Melody.
All right, the next activity is to write down one idea for creating a reel or live video. So what's an idea you have for creating a reel or live video? I'm going to go through the chat to make sure I have everyone's email. I know I can save the chat, but I'm just going to double check here to make sure I see it as you're writing down this next activity. Promoting summer recreation jobs for youth, says Tony. Yep, definitely great idea for a live video or for a reel. And then another idea is participants that they hired that month. And then definitely put your email in the chat box if you want me to send you a different training that I created on creating reels. So I have one specific to reels. Now I also have some tips for live video, so I'll share that in a second. But those are the main tips I have for you today. Now Jamie says training is available at PTW. I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like promoting Ohana's mobile app. Paving the way. I'm going to show you another training I have. So in the beginning, it was mentioned that I'm a LinkedIn Learning instructor. So I actually create the courses for LinkedIn Learning. Now, how many of you have taken a LinkedIn Learning course before? Donna says yes. So LinkedIn Learning has courses on all sorts of topics. Now, it's usually paid, but if you have a premium account, it's completely free. I have 4 different courses available on LinkedIn Learning that I've created. I have a online reviews course, newsletters course, a marketing virtual events course, and the one that I want to talk about is this live video course. So I have a course on teaching you how to create live video, and I want to offer that to you for free if you don't have access to it yet. If you have a premium account, you have free access to all the courses. It's called Producing and Promoting Live Video. If you want access to that course, I will also send you a follow-up email on how to get that. But you mainly just have to add me on LinkedIn. Now we have to be friends for you to get that course. And then send me a message after you've added me that you want the free live video course. Again, if you already have a premium account or if you have an account on LinkedIn Learning, you get all of the courses for free. If you don't have that and you want to get it for free, then I'm happy to send you a special link, but we do have to be friends on LinkedIn. So make sure you connect with me and send me a message so I know that you're connecting from this talk. And so I know to send you the course with a free special link. Now, this course teaches you all the basics on how to get started with online video, but also how to go live and how to really eliminate that intimidation factor of going live. And without further ado, I believe that concludes all the tips I have for you on creating social awareness. But I do want to leave some time for Q&A, and I want to thank you for being here today. But what questions do you guys have for me on social media marketing and creating and building that awareness? I saw a bunch of you typing in your emails. So I'm actually going to go through at the end to take a photo of all the emails and to save the chat again.
And if you wanted to answer Melody, you can take yourself off mute or put it in the chat.
Yes, take yourself off mute or put yourself on the chat. Any questions that you guys have?
I have a quick question. So thank you, Melody, for this training. This has been really good. One of my questions is about the number of followers, because I know we focus so much on trying to gain followers.
Yes.
How important is that?
So of course, anytime you have a large following, it does give you credibility. It does let people know, hey, people are listening to that person and she has something to say. But keep in mind, that's not as important of having as having engaged followers. So for example, if you have 5,000 followers, but the followers are people that you are never going to hire you, or you kind of got them because it was through some sort of, back then they would used to say, pay this fee and you'll get 100 followers, right? They're followers that are not ever going to hire you. That's not as beneficial as having 100 followers, but the 100 people are really engaged and they're your target demographic and they will want to hire you and work with you. So while the number does make a difference in having you establish that credibility, it's not as important than having followers that are really engaged with your community. I hope that makes sense. Like it does help you, but it's not going to be helping you over if it's followers that just aren't going to be relevant.
And Melody in the chat, Donna Hill asked if your LinkedIn handle is Marketing Melodie.
Yes, it is. Or if you just type in my name, Melodie Tao, you'll find me. But type in Marketing Melodie, you should be able to find me on LinkedIn as well.
And Adele is asking, how does boosting the post work?
So boosting a post is essentially paying for advertising. Now that is going to be different depending on what platform you're using. But what's really important to keep in mind with boosting is what we talked about before, is really having that target demographic, because you want to figure out who you want to boost the post for. When you're boosting, you can just choose to boost it to a general population that's not really going to get you anywhere. So you want to be very specific on who to target with the boost. But it's essentially paying for advertising. You're paying so that the post shows up more. You're paying so that you get more visibility. I can do a whole nother talk on boosting. That's a whole nother training. So if you guys have more of these trainings, I'm happy to come back and do a different topic, because with social media, there's so many things that can relate to it that every specific topic almost requires its own training. So the one we did today is more general online presence, but there are a lot of specifics that we can definitely go into.
Were there any other, Donna Hill, she's following you. Were there any other questions? Again, just take yourself off mute or put it in the chat. I'm not. Okay, I'll give it another minute. I'm not seeing anyone. Janie Hodge said good information.
Awesome. Well, if there's no other questions, give me a second. I know we can save the chat, but I'm going to save this chat, but I also just want to make sure I get everyone's email on here.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So let me scroll through and give you guys one more chance to put in your email if you want me to send you. I do have the email of the participants, but I'll make sure the ones that are online, I'm specifically getting all of you guys here to send you guys those resources. And then thank you for letting me know the
Sure, absolutely.
questions.
And if this is the end of the presentation, which I think it is, as always, if we can give Melodie a round of applause, either virtual or an actual applause. We thank you so much for coming today. Very, very helpful information. I know we have a lot of people on that are, have their own nonprofits or are doing something on the side or for their own work. So very, very helpful. I mean, obviously social media, you can do so much with it. So we really do appreciate it. So thank you so much, Melodie, for being here today.
And then someone raised their hand. So I see someone raising their hand.
Oh,
or was that
Juanette.
just for the round of applause?
Juanette is.
All right. Well, thank you all.
Round of applause. I can't get those right, but
It's okay, Juanette. It's okay. No worries at all. I'll lower
Well,
your
thank
hand.
you guys so much for being here. And again, you can reach out to me. I'm going to actually type my email in the chat for you. So if anyone wants to write that down, feel free to reach out to me. But really, you can reach me on all the social platforms as well.
Okay.
With any questions that you have, I'll type in my email.
And if you can stop sharing, because I'm going to share my screen now.
Yes.
And it looks like you guys are going to get some time back. Let me just share my screen real quickly with you. And
I see that Stephanie wants you to sign in if you haven't already. So make sure you sign in if you have not. But on my end, thank you so much, Melodie Tao, Marketing Melodie, Marketing Your Way to Success. And hopefully I'll see you online somewhere.
And so as always, final thoughts, if you have not, I would urge you to go to the Jamboard. That is a part of and we're actually working on something really new. We're going to be working on a group site for the Policy Leadership Academy so that you can come together and you can go over the different resources. But this is the resources currently, just delves into a little bit further in social awareness and creating your online presence, a lot of what we did today. And so that's again on the Jamboard. And follow us, as Melodie just said, follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook. We have Instagram that just got started. We have about 80 followers. We have YouTube, which is where all of the videos for each of the modules are posted. And then Linktree. And if you're not familiar with Linktree, I don't know if we talked about it a little today, but Linktree is actually exactly like what it sounds. It's where you can put all your links in one place and then send that out. So it's kind of doesn't do anything other than that. It's just kind of links. So we're here. And so Stephanie, my colleague, will put those in the chat. And then finally, next week, we are super excited. We have Danielle Johnson. Danielle is going to be our speaker for next Tuesday. And I can't believe it, but you guys, we're almost at the end. We have 2 more speakers. So March 1st, next Tuesday, is Danielle Johnson. We've had her for our implicit bias training. She's a great speaker. I think you guys are really going to enjoy her. I've liked working with her in the past. And then just to give you a little bit of an update of upcoming events, March 8th, we're super excited. After Danielle Johnson will be Dolores Huerta. And so Dolores is kind of a living legend, pretty impressive. We're happy to have her. So she will be speaking on March 8th. March 15th, we're going to go dark. So March 15th, you guys are going to get a breather. You'll have your Tuesday back. And then March 22nd, we're going to have a recap. And we're also going to ask everybody to come back, because we are going to ask you to kind of reevaluate all of the speakers, your experience, everything that you experienced through the Policy Leadership Academy, and then fill out a survey that we're crafting for you. And we're going to give everybody a little gift. So please make sure that, again, you come back for the next 2 weeks, then dark the 15th, and then 22nd will actually be the end of the Policy Leadership Academy. And finally, as I always say, every Tuesday evening, you could be doing a lot with your Tuesday evening, but you're here with us. And we thank you so much for it. And we hope that, that you're getting something out of it. We've crafted this for you. And so, like I said, on the 22nd of March, you'll be able to give us your feedback. We're very much interested in, because we've actually already got 25 people signed up for the next cohort in August. And I think that's amazing. And so your feedback on the 22nd is going to be really invaluable. So again, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you again to Melodie. And here's a half hour back. And I hope you enjoy your Tuesday and the rest of your week. So thank you so much, everyone.
And then Tracy,
Yes.
I think you cut out a little bit. You were telling people to follow you guys. What is your handle for people to follow? I think it cut out when you were talking a little bit.
Oh, it's Best Start AV. So Best Start AV on Instagram, and Best Start AV on Facebook, and then the YouTube. I don't think we have a name yet, because we have to have a number of followers, but I send out the channel every week after the module. So that's something that the cohort gets every week. And so again, this is the end of today. So again, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it very much, and we'll see you next week for Danielle Johnson, Managing Diversity.
Thank you.
Done.
Thank you,
Thank
Bernadette.
you so much.
Good
Melodie,
night.
that was awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And
Good
Stephanie,
night,
you can
everyone.
stop recording.